Into the crack house.
Welcome to Minisode 53 of Fort Fritz. I am your host, Fritz, joined as always by co-host Mandaddy.
Hi.
And Kaz.
Ciao.
Mandaddy.
Hi. Well, this is the Minisode, so we got some stuff to talk about, and I guess my movie review of the week will be Ant-Man and the Wasp,
All right.
the newest Marvel movie to come out that I can watch. And I have to say, once again, a damn good movie. I mean, I know a lot of people are, if you're tired of superhero movies, you're just tired of superhero movies. That's just a fact. But so many of these movies reflect storylines and characters that I was into either when I was a kid or in my teenage or early 20s. And so to see him come back is just awesome.
Strong nostalgia factor.
Yeah,
right?
big time.
So this was this is a Marvel movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Paul Rudd returning as Ant-Man and Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. And it's just a ton of fun. It's they're always kind of heist movies. They always have a heist factor to it because he's a thief. And the best thing about it is just the action sequences are so damn original. They're so different because the ability to shrink and grow just adds just a whole different dimension to the fighting scenes. It's not just people getting the crap beat out of them. They're just like really inventive fight scenes. It's like someone beating the crap out of someone in a really interesting way. And just always laughs. Paul Rudd, does he age?
Paul Rudd. I don't think Paul Rudd has
Keanu
aged.
Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves,
Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion's getting old as fuck.
A little bit, yeah, you can see.
Okay, so wait a minute. Paul Rudd was the man who was he was Tane, I think, for Tim and Eric Awesome Show.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's ever aged.
Yeah, never.
No.
I mean, he was on Friends.
Yep.
He was in Strange with Candy. He's been in so many. The guy gets gigs.
It's almost like a reverse aging thing.
Yeah,
he looks
he's
a little
getting
bit better.
younger.
Yeah, he looks a little better.
He's like
every year.
Benjamin Buttoning.
He looks a little better every year. Yeah, he does.
He's Benjamin Buttoning. But just have to say, if you're a fan of the Marvel movies, you're gonna freaking love it. If you're not a fan of the Marvel movies, but you just like to see, like I said, if you like some innovative action sequences.
So that's the one thing that I got from the first Ant-Man was everybody's like, it's so funny, it's Paul Rudd, it's a comedy, and I was like, I like a couple of but like it wasn't as good as Ragnarok.
Comedy-wise, yeah.
But the scenes where he was like doing his training to like jump through the keyholes or whatever, I was like, damn, that's really cool. Like I would have never. It was just a very, like you said, innovative action thing that you don't think to do, and the way they describe how his velocity impacts the way he's like moving based on like what size he is and stuff is a very cool whole thing. So, I agree.
His power has so many different possibilities,
right?
And they really do a good job of exploring it.
That's tight.
All right, well, can you dumb it down for someone who doesn't know anything about the Wasp
Ant-Man?
or Ant-Man?
Well, Ant-Man has the ability to shrink, and he also has the ability to
grow bigger than his normal size.
Really big.
Okay, so he can grow.
I
He's
think
like what was the Indian? That sounds the Native American.
Oh yeah. What was his name when you said his name?
Tatanka,
something like that.
No, that was a
Tatanka
wrestler.
means buffalo. Yes.
Wow, how the hell do you know that?
Damn,
Because he's from because Tatanka, thank you, is from Pembroke, North Carolina.
Damn. Dropping some knowledge over there. But anyway, Ant-Man can shrink, and he can also grow large. Wasp also has the ability to shrink, and also has stingers, like not lasers, but shocking stinger thingies. I don't think the name.
Cytoplasts.
Cytoplasts.
Right now, there's a nerd out there going, "You idiot!
Ninja throwing
Not that at all." But
Stingers.
They're like stingers. She's Wasp. There you go.
Yeah.
She stings you.
And speaking of stingers, in Marvel movie tradition, it of course has a stinger after the credits, and it's a good one.
So a stinger is something that happens after the credits of a
scene.
Media.
Yeah, a scene that they have after the credits. Like the first Guardians of the Galaxy had like 6 of them. I mean, it just every 5 seconds, like another stinger came up.
Also, several of our Fort Fritz full episodes have stingers. If you have not
Yeah.
noticed,
They're the little Easter eggs. You have to look for them.
Around.
What does that Morse code mean?
We can't tell you.
I don't know anything about Morse code.
I don't even know what you're saying right now. Those aren't even
What
words.
is Morse code?
I have no idea
Is
what
it the Dewey Decimal System.
Morse code
We have
is.
to kill him. We have to kill him. Not because of that. I just want to.
Just on the side thing.
Just for the hell of it. But so I really, really enjoy it. Stay for the stinger. It's it really has a lot to do with the whole storyline of what's going on with Infinity Wars and everything. And so
ties in.
Yeah. And so it's a damn good fun movie. I'd give it a solid 6. I'd say
Jeez,
6.
a 6?
Yeah.
A 6 out of 7.
No, just a 6.
Didn't Hereditary get a 6?
Yes.
I enjoyed it as much as I did Hereditary in a different way. You know, as an action movie.
I gotta check it out then.
As a fun action movie, it nails it. You know, that's the thing. You know, you have to go.
You haven't been wrong yet.
You have to review a movie the way that you know what you're getting into. It's like you can't go into an Italian restaurant and say their chow mein sucked. You know, I mean,
true.
You know,
you have to lie a little bit.
It's just,
At least
it's just a damn fun movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and so if you like Marvel movies, you're going to enjoy it. If you hate Marvel movies, you probably won't enjoy it because you hate Marvel movies. Nice. But what do you have for us there, Kazarinsky?
So I have something I'm extremely excited about, and I found out about probably a couple hours ago. Do you guys remember Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, the book series by Alvin Schwartz?
Really crazy covers.
No, I don't.
Right. So the illustrations, I think, is what got most people in. But I remember being a little kid, it must have been elementary school, going into a library, walking through, like you do, a nerd-ass kid does, walking through the books, kind of just perusing, and I saw just the gnarliest looking, like, grayscale kind of pencil sketch drawing on this book, and I pulled it out, and the book was called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And I thumbed through it, and I remember there's one particular story, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but I remember legitimately being in like a nightmare horror scenario in the library, reading this book page after page, almost like that scene in like It, where Ben's like reading the thing, you just like, next page goes by and it's even more terrifying than the last, and it was just like right, and I think that I was young enough that's what set me on my kind of love of horror and the supernatural and stuff, because it was so cool. After closing the book, I was just like, Jesus Christ, that was so fucking intense. And
so this was a Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
Correct, yeah. It's a book series called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And
it should have a companion series called Scary Stories to Scream at People at Noon.
Scary Stories to just kind of whisper to yourself like 2 p.m.
Yeah. You will die alone.
After lunch.
Oh, why would I say that to myself?
So it's been a big deal for me. It's something that I've kind of always gone back to get inspiration for, and something that, you know, that art is extremely engaging and striking. So if you don't know, I'm not sure who the artist is. I should have looked it up before I started talking about it. But the narrator's name is Alvin Schwartz, or narrator, the author's name, Alvin Schwartz. And he just cobbled together different, like, kind of folksy horror stories and pinned them, you know, in this kind of quote unquote children's book.
Cautionary tales kind of thing.
Well, it was, so it's way more dark and terrifying, and I'll show you an example of that in a bit. But the reason
like
that I bring it up,
Goosebumps elevated.
Correct. Goosebumps. David Lynch Goosebumps.
Nice.
Basically. So the reason I bring it up is because they have recently put out several casting announcements and a initial film footage. What is it called? Preliminary footage. What is it when they start doing initial shooting?
Principal photography
for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie.
Neat.
That was initially directed by Guillermo del Toro, but he's moved back into a producer role on it.
Okay.
And a man named Andre Uvredal, who is a Norwegian director, is going to be directing it.
Can I just say this? He produced the film Mama, and I thought Mama was fucking awesome.
It was fantastic. All of those, like, the man is Midas to movies, right? Like Pan's Labyrinth, Shape of Water. He's and then even going back to Hellboy, yeah. Blade 2, my favorite superhero
Always forget
movie.
about Blade 2. Always forget that term.
The man is a genius. He also did there was like a weird old 80s like horror movie that he did that everyone like references, but and I'm drawing a blank on it right now. Anyway, the man is a genius. I love him. He's also Pappy McPoyle, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you didn't know that, he plays the cameo as Pappy McPoyle.
Oh yeah.
Man, dropping knowledge.
So
all right, points.
Guillermo del Toro is extremely talented man, and he was initially set to sort of write and direct. He's now kind of stepped back into more of a production role, but the hype around it was based on his enthusiasm. He's got several of the artist originals at his house. He cites it as one of his big, you know, inspirations and things that he kind of really keyed in on. So I'm extremely excited for this. This is a couple of child actors. It's going to apparently have a teen youth kind of twist to it, but
YA.
Well, I mean, as it should.
Right, and I mean it's a children's book,
young adult.
Yeah.
But
I was like, young American,
like PYA.
Stories about David Bowie.
So they've released a small amount about the movie, other than, you know, the production cast, etc. There's going to be several young actors that are in. I'm sure, you know, our younger folks, if we have any of those that listen to this, would know. It says
nope.
Zoe Coletti, Michael Garza, Austin Abrams, Gabriel Rush, all those guys, right? Austin Zadger, Natalie
Zach
Ganthorn. Interestingly enough, the guy who did some of the creatures in the It movie, I believe he was the leper. His name was Lorraine Toussaint.
Oh.
And he's playing apparently some creatures in this movie as well as the guys similar to who's the guy that does Gollum? Andy
Sedaris.
Andy
Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
Something like that. Yeah, Serkis with an S.
Amy Sedaris' brother.
No, he's an author and funny as hell.
I know. I hate his voice, though. God damn it. I fucking hate his voice. Hi.
So my wife likes his podcast and stuff.
I'm going to talk like this at you for an hour and a half. Oh, my God. Me talk pretty one day. Kill me in the face.
So I'm extremely excited
That's what
about
she just listened to.
Oh, I thought that was... so that's Amy Sedaris' brother?
Yeah.
The chick from It's Strangers with Candy?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Knowledge. Points for you guys.
Nope, that's all.
Points
him.
and points.
All right.
Points.
Well, I'll take half.
So the reason, and this is a short one, and this is honestly the first one. When I opened the book, this was what I fell upon. Opened the book randomly, and I'll show it to you guys so I can get your reaction from it. But this is the first image that I saw.
The illustrations were always
when
great.
I cracked open this book. And this is going to be, I've decided a few months ago, actually, this is going to be my next tattoo.
Oh, yeah!
That's fucking awesome.
Right?
All right. Wait, hold on. I got to see. It's
So describe what you're
that's
looking,
really cool.
Describe what you're looking at.
To me, it looks like a quick bedside sketch of someone in the throes of a seizure that would probably end its life. But I'm saying now it says...
That sounds like something I want on my skin for life.
It just looks like
Yes.
a disembodied head, and it says the bloody head that fell down the chimney, and then comma as ... which
Right.
is ellipsis.
So the title of the
Points.
story is Me Tai Dottie Walker.
Me Tidadi Walker.
And you're not supposed to know what that means. So again, I'm reading this. I'm reading a nonsensical title to this thing. I see this disembodied, weird old man's head, and I start reading the following. Cue the scary music.
Yeah.
There was a haunted house where supposedly every night a bloody head fell down the chimney.
Wait, hold on. The button got... Okay. The button got stuck.
Thank you. At least that's what people said. So nobody would stay there overnight. Then a rich man offered $200 to whoever would do it. A boy said he would try if he could have his dog with him. So it was settled.
Craigslist was weird back in the day.
It was just more like a message board in like front of town.
One guy said yes, but only if I can bring my dog. And the guy was like, sure.
Sure. Say no more, fam. Deal. So it was all settled. The very next night, the boy went to the house with his dog. To make it more cheerful, he started a fire in the fireplace, and then he sat in front of the fire and waited. And his dog waited with him. For a while, nothing happened. But a little after midnight, he heard someone singing softly off in the woods. The singing sounded something like this. Me tie Dottie Walker. It's just somebody singing, the boy told himself, but he was frightened. Then his dog answered the song. Softly and sadly it sang, Lynchy, Kinchy, Collie, Molly, Dingo, Dingo.
Fucking kill that dog.
The boy could not believe his ears. This dog has never uttered a word
That's
before.
what most dogs are known not to do.
Then a few minutes later, he heard the singing again. Now it's closer
Aruba,
and louder.
Jamaica.
It's fucking Jimmy Buffett!
Beach Boys.
Oh, gross. Even worse.
Gross.
Hey, John Phillips had it. All right. That's,
Beach Boys. Gross.
Now it was closer and louder, but the words were the same. Me tie Dottie Walker. This time the boy tried to stop his dog from answering. He was afraid that who was singing would hear it and come for them. But his dog paid no attention, and again it sang, Lynchy, Kinchy, Collie, Molly, Dingo, Dingo.
Uh-oh.
A half hour later, the boy heard the singing again, and now was in the backyard, and the song was the same. Me tie Dottie Walker.
That's scary.
Again, the boy tried to keep his dog quiet, but the dog sang out even louder.
Pooch.
Lynchy, Kinchy, Collie, Molly, Dingo, Dingo.
Kalima.
Soon the boy heard the singing again. Now it was coming down the chimney and yelled, Me tie Dottie Walker.
All right, Pooch.
And the dog sang back, Lynchy, Kinchy, Collie, Molly, Dingo, Dingo. Suddenly a bloody head fell out of the chimney. It missed the fire, landed directly next to the dog. The dog took one look at it and fell over, dead from fright. The head churned and stared at the boy, slowly opened its mouth and...
All right, trouble.
So yeah, That was my first experience with scary.
What does it
stories.
mean? What's the?
It's just it means nothing. It's fucking nightmare fuel. It's just nothingness that is scary for a little kid.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking creepy.
Nonsensical singing, heads coming down chimneys.
How do you know that was the melody, though? I was wondering.
So I listened to an audiobook for it, and the guy really sold me on it, so I tried to kind of steal his thing.
I was wondering. I was like, did it actually say to the tune of? You know, just a little scale or anything like that?
Because I could have sworn you were singing Kokomo, which just sounded like a nightmare to me. It sounded like a
down chimney's gonna kill you.
Make your dog a taco.
Take your dog a taco. Take your dog.
So anyway,
a taco.
that's what I got, and I'm extremely excited about it. Should be releasing quote unquote sometime in 2019. So we'll keep abreast of that, and I'll let you know when we find out.
Awesome.
What do you got for us, Fritz?
I have an actual ghost story, which is a great segue. Someone in Chicago who actually works for a nursing home. His name is Jay Brown. He went to his superior and said, "No shit, I saw a ghost, and it was in the lobby. I was when you walk into any kind of ER place, there's usually that hub, that central head. It's a circular desk, and when you walk in, at any point, someone is going to look at you and say, 'How can I help you?' That's where he was sitting. And I saw something that I thought was not living. Maybe it was a ghost. Naturally, you're going to make fun of that motherfucker.
Why not? It'd be crazy.
I wouldn't.
Right? Like, why would you say I just saw a ghost overnight?
Are you ghost shaming?
Yes. Because ghosts don't exist.
As far as you know.
I mean, I wouldn't say that.
Well, ghosts can't be proven, right?
He said that. I didn't say that. Don't show up to my house and prove them
Not
wrong.
not with current measurement. The
All I know is there's 15 shows on cable about them, so they're real.
If we had enough UV cameras and enough, what do they call them?
Hey, actually, we
recorders?
heard some EVP last night on some stuff we were recording. There was a weird EVP on.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do a little bonus episode at the end of this. How about that?
Okay.
So Jay Brown told a loved one first and then went to his superior. And his boss, strangely enough, was not taken aback and said, "Okay, well, if you would like, I can pull the footage if what you're saying is correct." And Jay said, "Absolutely, that would be great."
Please do.
The video is really, really amazing because you see someone is recording this from their phone, so they are kind of directing this scene, right? So it's this like one long shot, and you see this vapor just kind of like materialize out of thin air and walk towards the corner where the umbrellas or the stationary house plant would be, and then the video goes
what
back.
What other type of house plant is there? This roving house plant.
Mobile house plant.
It's just all over the place.
The camera goes back to Jay, who is seated and then just perks up, shoulders stationary, and is just looking into the corner where this thing just happened. Stands up and does one of those like, I don't even want to fuck with this, and just takes a confident step back and just waits, and then nothing else happens. And then keeping his eye on that corner the entire time, he just backs up. So everything that he told his boss was absolutely...
Right.
There is now physical evidence of him on camera seeing something, and you can see it.
Right.
Where's the video?
Look, I saw that shit. See, I saw that shit, and I'm like, and then it disappeared over there by the desk, and I'm like, okay. So I looked at the camera. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna calm down. So I wanted to tell the camera, y'all see that shit? Y'all saw that shit, right? I'm telling CHA, did y'all see that? Okay.
Okay, so thoughts.
That man's clearly not an actor. It seemed to be like a genuine reaction.
Yeah, I do have questions about why the camera is panning, why the security camera seems to follow it.
That is a thing with security cameras, that it'll just pan back and forth and back
but
and
it
forth.
didn't pan back and forth. It followed the ghost, and then it went straight to him. And then it held on him.
See, I think he was probably just filming that TV screen, and maybe he wanted it to make, to look a little bit better, but I do think that it's genuine because he as you watch in that video, he seems like he doesn't have any kind of negative feeling towards it, right? He sees it, and
right, like a standard, like I see a ghost thing would be like, fall out of my chair.
Wow, that's
like,
that's weird, right?
Yeah.
So check it out. This is
very reserved.
This is the next clip. This is a security guard worker who is working in abandoned bank building, and here's
Why would
something.
you ever do that?
Because you're paid to do that,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you make really good money actually.
because
Probably.
capitalism.
He hears something on a floor above him, so he goes to investigate. Check it out. Also, this is on realradio.fm. Click on blogs, and then just click Fritz blog.
Hello? Hello? Oh, no, I'm leaving. Bye.
That shit was
That's
creepy.
creepy as hell.
There you go.
That
That
is
was
scary
creepy.
as hell.
That
is
seemed
just-
more real to me. I don't know that you would, if it is staged, it seems.
It's easy to stage, and so either way, well done. If it's real,
but
it's scary
like
as
the
hell.
difference in volume too seemed like more inspired than a normal like staged ghost thing would have been. Like the very kind of faint one. and then the
Everyone
one
heard
gets
that, right?
louder,
Yeah. Without a doubt, you hear something.
What did it say?
It's not like I'm here, come
I'm here,
Yes.
come here, something like that. Which either one is not
And
settling.
Nope.
Right,
nope.
and then the guy's
But
reaction,
what sort of footage could we have had if he went there? Who knows? We could have seen some really cool shit.
or just nothing. We would have never recovered it.
That's
It would have just
true.
been a disappeared man.
So,
possibly.
There you go. It is October 2018. Thank you so much for listening to us
yeah.
for over a year
Shit.
now.
Oh, yeah, it's over a year now.
We are slowly building this Fort Fritz army, and I mean,
The
shit.
Fort Fritz militia.
Yeah, I want to be a Minuteman. I want to be a doughboy.
You got to eat some more.
Dope.
Um,
Dope boy, fresh.
Mandaddy, we are about to close out season 2.
Yes, we're very close.
Is there anything that you can tell our audience about something, I don't
Like a
know,
special
fun or exciting?
Well, I
or-
mean, it's no big deal. There's something coming up
Okay,
for
well,
the
let's just
the
wrap
Fort
it now,
Fritz season 2 finale is going to be
What?
coming up,
Oh.
and it's going to be live on the radio on 104.1 on Halloween night.
Oh, that's
out
dope.
of here, man.
Halloween,
Daddy.
11 p.m. on
You
104.1
don't
Real
say.
Radio, WTKS FM. You can hear Fort Fritz live on the air for the first time.
Let's go, people.
So,
Who proved that?
so I don't know. Someone was drunk.
God bless
Something,
them, whoever they were.
Yeah, that's great.
Saints.
Well, that's
great
awesome.
people. So you need to check it out.
Get on.
Go to 104.1. You can also listen to on iHeartMedia, iHeartRadio, excuse me. You can check it out. It's going to be on Halloween night.
Play it at your
11
Halloween
o'clock.
parties. Check
Get-
us out. Tell your friends about it. Get them hyped.
Get all spooky with us.
Eastern
Hashtag
Standard
Fort Fritz
Time.
Live.
EST.
Yes.
So it'll be 8 p.m. for you West Coast folks, right?
Something like that. I don't like
Math.
that. Math's bad.
Math.
So you need to check that out. That is the end of the Minisode. We're going to get into the next full episode. And then, of course, remember to check out the season finale, 11 p.m. on 104.1. Keep listening to us on Spotify. Listen to us on iHeart Radio. Listen to us on iTunes. And all those services, you can subscribe. And that's the main thing to do. Remember to subscribe. That way you get the little ding-ding
Rate
alert
us,
that lets you
review
know.
us.
Rate us, review us, do all that stuff.
Do the
we
things.
give you love. Give us a little, just a little
Just a
love.
little bit. We
Just
do
a little
this
love.
for
Just
nothing.
a little bit
We
of love.
literally do this just for your love.
That's all we ask.
Also, you can look up Morse code generator.
I would no. There's no such thing.
I don't know
There's-
about
I don't
Morse
even
code.
know what
Okay,
Morse
all
code
right.
is.
Talking about
There's no
Morse
such
code.
thing. Those,
Okay.
words,
Zach
those words
Morse
don't
code?
make any sense
That's
to me.
Saved by the Bell. That's the thing that we don't know about.
You're listening to Fort Fritz. Hiding behind the sign. The man watched, hiding behind the sign. The man watched, hiding behind the sign.